Twitch is always kind of weird about this. Okay. Theater over here. Again, when it's a voice I know, why always the question marks? The way everyone bows and then she just does a little curtsy. All right then.
They're here, Commander.
And I, for one, am grateful that they are. Told you've been busy since our paths last crossed at the Gimlet Dark. Not that I understand half of it. When the Scions spoke of other worlds, I'd struggled to describe what I pictured. Mayhap things would seem clearer were I to hear the tale from your own lips. But I'm afraid the situation will not afford us that luxury. I trust you two require no introduction.
I'm gonna slap the shit out of him some more
We
now.
meet again, hero of Eorzea.
Why?
Must we repeat this ridiculous display? I pose no threat to you, though what I come to warn you of very well might.
And I'm like, why is my character so fucking aggro right now? I'm pretty sure we've already had
Had he
conversation.
meant to do us harm, I hazard he would have kept to the shadows and brought more than 2 companions. We need not pretend to be the best of friends, but I hope we can put aside our differences for the present.
As you are doubtless aware, Sir Estinian and I cooperated to rid the world of Black Rose in your absence. Our journey together took us as far as the Imperial Palace, where we witnessed Emperor Varus meet his death at Xenos' hand. Being the sole witnesses to this crime, and in no position to defend our innocence, we were then forced to flee, each pursuing his own avenue of escape. When we were later reunited, Estinian claimed to have encountered an unfamiliar kind of machina during his flight. But to me, his description seemed anything but. And upon further investigation, I found that I was right. The Empire is developing a new Ultima weapon.
What, that Allagan monstrosity, created to vanquish primals? With which you yourself once thought to conquer Eorzea?
The same. In my foolishness, I sought to harness its power, and became the Ascian's pawn in so doing. But you know as well as I how that tale ended. The weapon itself, excavated from beneath this very city, was destroyed ere we could fully unravel its secrets, and that should have been the end of it.
My character still looks like she's
But
so
unlikely
pissed
as
off
it
at him.
sounds, the Empire's efforts to recreate it have somehow borne fruit, primarily through secret research conducted by the 7th Imperial Legion, it would seem.
Wait, the 7th was all but annihilated at Cartano, along with its legatus.
Indeed, few survived. The 7th, as it is now, has little in common with the Legion led by Vandanis, and its leadership has changed hands several times since. Precisely how this project has continued despite such turmoil, and under whose auspices, remains a mystery. What we do know, however, is that a number of prototypes have been produced, and that one of them is on its way to Eorzea.
How do you already know that, being that
We attempted to stop
you
it,
destroyed one of them?
but it was all we could do to slow its progress. So we resolved instead to bring you warning.
And right glad are we that you did. Though it soundly dashed our hopes that tensions might ease at last.
As it is, we've begun to strengthen our presence in the Gimlet Dark, and are assembling a force to meet the coming threat. A force with you in its vanguard, I hope. Before you say anything, I know full well you have pressing concerns of your own. Your comrades remain in peril, and I would not ask you to forsake them, but the fact remains that you, and you alone, have faced the Ultima weapon, and emerged victorious. We need you.
But this isn't the full
And
ultimate
so,
weapon. It's like
when the time comes,
their
if your
bastardization of
comrades
it, I
can spare
assume.
you, I bid you lend us your strength. I've assigned an officer to await your word.
The Ascian's downfall was to be the work of my remaining days. But it was my hand that kindled these flames, and I cannot allow them to spread any further. I will do what I must to see this mistake consigned to history once and for all. Even if it means begging your aid. The fates will enjoy the irony, even as I endure the ignominy.
The way my character
I
just...
too shall make for the border and offer my skills, meager though they seem in such company.
He's like, please help me stop Eorzea from meeting its fate. My character's just like, fuck you. I'm doing it,
Though
but
we
fuck
can
you.
ill afford to ignore the coming of a new Ultima weapon. Our friend's plight grows ever more precarious, and none save you can join them in the first. I only hope you are not forced to make a choice.
What do you have? I don't think you had a quest for me a second ago, did you? I don't know if I have to do that right now. I guess I can teleport over there. I didn't see it under the mountain of not story quests. I'm assuming there's a trial, or, I mean a raid. I would assume it's a trial, though. That just looks gross. What? Are those legs? It looks like it's a tree growing out of the fucking base. have that yet. I don't know. I'm noticing that, like, with the duties that you can do at this point, they require a higher item level than you can basically get from before them, unless you craft stuff, from what I can tell. Because one of the first dungeon after 5.0 required, I think it was item level 430, and the dungeon before that dropped item level 430, but you couldn't replace both of your rings because they were unique and named the exact same thing. Now, they assume that you had some time in between 5.0 and 5.1, but all that means is that people who are playing afterwards either have to get, not Poetics gear, Tombstone gear, or craft stuff, which would take forever. I don't know that I need to tell them that Ruby Weapon is out there. Just like a Ruby Weapon. The fuck?
Now that we are all here, what news from the source? A new Ultima weapon. We must count ourselves lucky that Gaius has pledged his assistance.
While this is indeed a worrying development, I think the state of the Empire as a whole greater grounds for concern. With the Emperor slain and Xenos returned, it is impossible to predict how matters will unfold in Garlemald. The Ultima weapon may be but the first of many unpleasant surprises.
I still think they're basically just having another War of Succession. I mean, I'm pretty sure they essentially showed that in one of the cutscenes, where, like, other parts of the Legion were just attacking each other.
The situation beareth closer observation, of that there is no doubt, and doth compound our need to return unto the source.
Then let us address that issue. Our long search for a means to see you safely home may well be nearing its conclusion. Thanks in large part to Urianger and Beklug's invaluable insight, we have succeeded in fashioning a vessel for the journey.
We set out to create a crystalline container retaining the more useful properties of white aurosite, but without its regrettable limitations. And after a good deal of trial and error, we made one.
Why is it so much smaller than the vessels they've been making with white aurosite?
An ark for soul and mind both that will allow your incorporeal self in its entirety to be ferried between worlds. A spirit vessel, if you will.
However?
Though the vessel is possessed of the requisite qualities to hold mind and memory, it wanteth yet for a means to receive of them. For that, we must needs imbue it with the Exarch's innate gift.
A gift that lives on only through the blood of the Allegan Emperors. which certainly does not flow within aurosite or any other crystal.
I'm not.
Just so, milady. The blood serveth as a conduit of sorts.
Okay, it is his blood.
In its absence, memory cannot pass from mind unto mind, nor from flesh unto crystal.
That being the case, we must either alter the process of inheritance so as to require no such thing, or determine a means by which my blood may permeate the vessel. I am hopeful that the records found within this tower will yield the knowledge we require to pursue one or the other of these avenues.
As well you should be. The Allagan's body of etherological research is extraordinary. I can scarce believe it the work of ages past. But its underlying principles are not so very different from those of my own field of study. Given time, we will find the answers we seek.
I know that you can ill afford to wait, and it pains me that I must ask you to do so. I can only reaffirm my promise to you that a solution will be found. Whatever it takes, I will see you safely home.
My apologies.
Been a hot minute
I do
since
hope
she's
you
been
haven't come
around.
to tell us that mortal peril fast approaches.
No. I had hoped to speak with the Warrior of Darkness.
Concerning what?
Why not speak in here? She knows I don't mind.
Perhaps I might accompany you, though I am woefully ill-qualified to assist in the exile.
He's like, I don't want to speak in front of him. I don't fuck. Why not send Elvin now? I mean, I assume it's more inspiring for me to be doing that. She's like, why didn't you salute? Damn it. Looks real familiar. Where exactly is this Senator, and why am I just walking around introducing myself to everybody first? It's like, yeah, we're gonna do that, but you know, after you've said hi to everybody who isn't there. You know, I still have not put the time into doing all the quests for flying yet. I need to get the gear so I can go take down Ruby weapon from Final Fantasy VII. And then I'll play Final Fantasy VII Remake some more. The fuck does it have growing on its back?
Did you slay this Eater? Your orders were to await the main force before engaging.
No, Captain. It wasn't us, I swear it. A man came out of nowhere and cut it down before we knew what was happening.
By himself. Certainly it is no light warden, but nevertheless.
It's true. Felled it with a single swing of his axe, he did. Never seen anything like it. So I says to him, "Who are you, the warrior of bleeding darkness?" And he says, "No, I'm a warrior of light." And that was it. Buggered off as quick as he came.
So, pretty sure I've heard about Ardbert.
Why would someone go around calling himself that, though? It was those bastards who caused the flood. I mean, if you were going to pretend to be anyone, it'd be her. The warrior of darkness.
Hey? Oh, I didn't know. It's an honor.
So am I gonna go find Ardbert now?
Since the Eater is no longer a threat, our work here is done. Return to your posts.
I had hoped to fight at your side today. But I'll continue to follow your example, and may we meet again.
I apologize for the wasted journey. It seems I overestimated the threat. As for this warrior of light, I do not know who would be brazen enough to take that mantle for his own. Whatever it may once have meant, it is forever tainted by the association with the Flood. The Exarch told me the truth of Ardbert and his comrades' deeds, and I am aware they played some part in your own triumph. But to most, they are synonymous with the calamity that befell this world. Still, if this man is minded to destroy Sin Eaters, I may forgive him his unfortunate choice of alias.
I'm pretty sure it's just Ardbert.
But that is neither here nor there. I thank you for accompanying me.
Guy with a giant
With that
axe.
concluded, shall we return to the Crystarium?
Forgive me. There is one more thing. A personal concern of mine. I had hoped you might have a moment to speak privately.
Yeah, sure.
Take your time. I shall go on ahead.
I will not mince words. This matter concerns the Exarch. Though his countenance belies his age, his demeanor never has. He has seen more than any man should and grown ever more weary with time. But I see I give the wrong impression. While it is true he attempted to open a letter with a salmon fillet the other evening, we are not here because I suspect his mind is deteriorating.
I'm sorry, what? He tried to open a letter with a fish? Just grab my letter opener over here. Feels squishier than normal. Ah, yes, the salt.
Nor do I believe him to be so maddeningly unconcerned by the prospect of his own death as he once was. Indeed, the opposite is true. It is for this reason that I seek your advice. Since he returned from the Tempest, the Exarch is not as he was. He seems a different man, a younger man. I know not the details of his research, but when I saw him at work recently, there was a glint in his eye that I had never seen before.
What do you need advice on then? He's happy.
It was as if he had peered into the future and for the first time found joy there. Though it gladdens me to see him thus, I wonder if I should not keep my distance. I fear that my presence will only anchor him to the past, remind him of all the pain that came before.
That second one sounds like a romance thing. I kind of guess the first one's true, but this one seems like a romance thing.
Are you sure? Then perhaps we might remain as we were. As we have always been. What a relief. In that case, I will have to speak with him about the amount of time he is spending at work. This research is important, I know, but if he refuses to consider his own health, I will have to consider it for him.
Seriously, are they romantically involved? What in the hell was that conversation? Yeah, I'm like, they were doing good things. They just essentially made the balance of light and dark skew so heavily to one side. I wish we had done this sooner. It's like, why weren't we spreading their good word beforehand? It wasn't really relevant to anything going on. I'd like to tell you about how good the Warriors of Light were. You mean the guys who caused the flood? Gonna go be a Jehovah's Witness right now. Have you heard the good word about the Warrior of the Light? Am I gonna go tell the innkeeper? Is that... No, who's that? The barkeep? No, that's down here, isn't it? Or is that up there? Oh, it is the barkeep. There and so I mean I have to assume me and this guy are doing the exact same quests. Patting him on the back, hello? There's Alpha No Anthem. Right outside the tower. What is that actually called? The gate. Yeah. I mean, I understand. Because again, I'm like, all they really did was they skewed it too heavily in the light's favor, and then I don't really know why the flood would happen from that. I don't completely understand how that's, you know. But basically that Heidelin gained too much power here.
Yes, this looks to be nearly everyone. Let us begin, shall we?
The entire city, yes, directly in front of me. Eden.
Though I am usually the first to hold forth at such events, I think on this occasion that honor should fall to you.
I have not done all the role quests because I only have one role at level 80 right now. I am working on those,
would be
but
more inclined to take the word of the Warrior of Darkness.
Indeed. In light of the subject matter, who better than thee to speak these truths?
I do have a group of friends who, like every day we do all of the roulettes, MSQ trials, and I was like, is my character talking, or I just stopped and now I'm just I'm just having flashbacks. And they're like, what?
Warriors of Light did all that?
So they never... I mean, they only ever wanted to help. And when everything they'd done turned to ash, they still carried on.
They gave everything to stop the flood. First their lives, then their souls. And they managed it too, in the end. They saved us. And we cursed their names.
This should go a long way towards clearing the air.
I was gonna... Alright then.
Impossible.
I was gonna say, does he remember them? It has been like 2 expansions since you saw Ardbert.
I definitely see something.
No, I already dealt with that, Alpha. No, that story arc already happened. He was already a ghost.
No bloodless apparition, but a warrior of light and darkness both. Ardbert.
What in the world?
It's you! The one who slew the Eater!
That it should be the warrior of darkness who brought the truth to light. You've saved me a fair bit of time, though I have a few words of my own to say, if I may.
I don't see anything happening on my end, but, you know.
People of the Crystarium, I am Ardbert, one of those you know as a warrior of light.
That's impossible. You should be dead.
Aye, that I should. But as the world has been given new life, so too have I. I know not why I, and I alone, have been gifted this chance. But I do know this. Only by the will of the star itself could such a miracle come to pass. The hero who stands before you now, the warrior of darkness, is not of this world. And the day will come when she must return to her home.
I don't really think that they're gonna understand how that's going on. She isn't from here. The world. It's like, what do you mean? I don't think they understand what's going on with the source and
But
like
this
the
land
7
is
other.
our home. And if it is to remain so, now and forevermore, it is we who must protect it. The time to rely on saviors from afar has passed. It is you who must rise. You who must become the new warriors of light.
They're just like, nah, that caused the flood.
What? Us? Warriors of Light?
None of us were born heroes, my friend. I was only ever a man with a thirst for adventure. But wherever my journeys took me, I was invariably confronted with the same choice. To lend what aid I could to those in need, or not. And I always chose the former. Any one of you could do the same. All you need is the will to help your fellow man, and the resolve to see it through.
Although beating up people probably requires some, you know, some physical strength. Not wielding this axe on my back with my mind.
from thine own lips did we learn of Ardbert's fate, and by thy countenance I gather thou art not inclined to recant thy testimony. Yet whosoever this man may be, his words hold truth and resonate with the citizenry besides. For us to voice our doubts here and now would serve but to sow disquiet. 'Twere better we retired unto the ocular and there discuss this matter in private.
Go. I will stay here and watch.
I mean, the thing is that I don't know if he really... As far as I'm aware, it wasn't that
That
he...
is a warrior of light of the first.
It wasn't that he died, it was that we, like, fused to keep my soul from shattering.
I've not had the pleasure of making his acquaintance, but as you all seem to be in agreement, I gather this is no simple case of mistaken identity.
As far as I was able to discern, that was indeed Ardbert. It has been a long time, but not that long. Could he truly have been resurrected as he claims?
I mean, both of my answers are no. It's just a different kind of no. I seem so aggro in the last, like, half hour. Gaius asks me to go destroy the ruby weapon, and I'm just like, fuck you. I plan on doing it, but still fuck you.
Nor I. To my eyes, your ether burns as brightly as the day you slew Emmett Selk. That is proof that he is with you still.
Yet that which standeth now before the people is far more than a passing imitation. I am reminded of the cardinal virtues, though a sin-eater he is not. Which leaveth but one plausible explanation.
And that would be...
Ascian.
It's alright. That jumped to that real fast.
Given their fondness for posthumous possession, I would have to agree.
I'm like, isn't there only one major one left?
From what I understand, the warriors
According
of
to what
light
was
were laid
happening?
to rest in Yulmore by those whom they had aided in life. At the time, some few still remembered them as heroes. Needless to say, 4 of them were subsequently exhumed to serve as the virtues. And if one knew where to look, Ardbert too would not have been difficult to find.
Assuming then that this is indeed the work of an Ascian, my mind inevitably turns to the last remaining paragon to survive the
last
Sunday.
one I'm aware of.
Elidibus. That Xenos hath reclaimed his own flesh is known. Thus evicted from his borrowed form, and cognizant no doubt of Emmett Selk's failure here in the first, 'tis quite possible the emissary chose Ardbert for his next vessel.
Inhabiting the flesh of the fallen. My, that is unsavory. And they do this often, you say?
I get... The only thing I'm really curious about with what exactly happened in the source is... Like... How the fuck did Elidibus lose to Xenos while he was in Xenos' body? Xenos was just in some random jackass soldier.
Verily, for they possess no corporeal forms of their own. In what one may term their natural state, none save those gifted with the echo can perceive them. Indeed, when Elidibus
God, this is a flashback from so long ago. Minfilia hadn't been kidnapped yet.
On On that occasion, I myself remained ignorant of his coming until after his departure.
Did he just say he ran away? I thought that they, like, actually crossed swords in some way, but I guess I like, skimmed through that too quickly or something.
It was only at a later juncture, when he deigned to appear before me in borrowed flesh, that I was finally able to take the measure of him. In such puppetry do the Ascians engage when they seek to influence the course of history.
And they have gained much by it. Emmett Selk single-handedly built the Garlean Empire in this manner, while La Hebrea came close to conquering Eorzea, having taken possession of Thancred's living body.
Yet it must needs be noted that the Ascians cannot avail themselves of all mortal vessels. For were they able to do so, none would serve as a better pawn than our own redoubtable champion. Mayhap the blessing of light shieldeth Hydaelyn's chosen from Ascian influence. Or
I would assume it's that
other
first one.
forces are at work. We cannot say for certain.
Whatever the reason, I hope it holds true. I dare not contemplate what might come to pass otherwise.
Is it not peculiar, then, that Ardbert's mortal remains should be susceptible, given that he was once a warrior of light? Or did the final departure of his soul make it possible, perhaps? Regardless, to hear an Ascian use him to call forth new warriors of light boggles the mind.
Elidibus hath ever been an enigma, his ostensible purpose being to preserve the balance between light and dark. When he made overtures towards me, however, I was afforded a glimpse behind the mask of the self-appointed emissary. I shall not defend mine actions, undertaken in pursuit of a better understanding
Oh, I guess they...
as either wise or prudent.
I was like, when would this have happened? I was like, oh yeah, the entire Warriors of Darkness arc.
Nevertheless, what little I did glean may now prove useful. Elidibus possesseth a subtle mind, practiced in the art of manipulation. That he coaxed this star's most valiant heroes as far as the source with naught save half-truths is no trifling feat. And now I believe he doth employ his skills once more to some as yet unknown end. Though naught is certain, should my suspicions prove true, we shall have need of all our wits if we are to uncover and thereafter thwart his plot.
Agreed. 'Tis plain that simply speaking out against him will not avail us. At best, it would only serve to confuse the people. And I would hesitate to do anything which might tarnish Ardbert's reputation once more, nor yours by association. That being the case, it may be wise to keep a covert eye on this Ardbert's movements, as we attempt to discern his purpose and how best to mitigate his influence.
His performance appears to have concluded. What now? Go back out and follow him?
Can they see outside with the portal?
'Twould appear Master Alphino already hath pursuit in mind, and I suspect one pair of eyes shall better serve our cause than half a dozen. Let the rest of us maintain an inconspicuous distance, for the present at least.
I don't think they've really used it that much for that. As far as I'm aware, it's just been for the portal through the story so far. But also, when did he do that? I guess I'm mostly confused about, like, when did he use the portal to start viewing outside? I don't think it was like that when the cutscene started. It's just like, ah, yeah, he's left. It's like, when did you do that? When did you turn on that TV? Like, how long have Reen and Thancred just been in the flooded area? Doesn't that place, like, corrupt your aether? Even though we've gotten rid of a bunch of the wardens, it's not like we've cured that area. Oh, the Eden Raid is just out in the flood? I still very much just need to go around and get flying at some point. Yeah. He's like, shut up. Don't do that. Fuck, what was the Alpha No line? The one that they kept talking about for like 2 expansions before Cryo finally said what it was. Striding up to people as like an 11-year-old. It's like, as curious as they seem to be about why he would want them to become warriors of light, and like, if they're still trying to get the joining to occur, then having this world thrown back into having another flood or something would essentially cause that. Or the 8th Umbral Calamity, or whichever one we're on, I don't remember now. The one they've been talking about literally this entire expansion. Do I just get this hard mode or something?
Come. Our new discoveries are to be found this way.
Everyone walk as slow as possible.
The people of Ronka are known to have venerated animals, but these features do not match those of any indigenous species. This is no common beast.
Yeah, I don't know what in the fuck I'm looking at right now.
Though that much is plain from its proportions.
Lifelike, is it not? One could almost imagine it breathed.
Really?
Why you...
Really? Like, aren't they supposed to be some ridiculous age, like 100? How are they still?
Seems no different from the others we've seen.
The sealed door lies ahead.
There's no owl statue here.
As you see, one statue is missing. I expect we are meant to replace it as before.
What? Yeah, what the fuck
Too
am
simple. There will be some additional defense mechanism.
Like this thing coming to life and attacking me. Whatever in the hell this thing is.
Just a moment. There are words carved into the stone. He who would disturb a hero's deserved slumber shall instead waken the beast and know his folly. Wait! Don't!
Wait, don't do it. Don't do what?
What? But I only... What is happening?
Yeah, what the fuck?
Oh no! Oh no! It lives!
Why am I not surprised. Prepare yourselves.
It had like... Why is this the midsection of like a human? Alright then. Teleported somewhere against my will. I'm sorry, what? You will now play Triple Triad! These are my cards. Ah, fuck. I'm fucking terrible at riddles. What? Yeah, especially with these ones where I literally don't even... I mean, I assume it's not whatever in the hell this is. The thing is, I don't actually know what these represent so much. I did the other one by fucking luck. I was just like, the other things don't make sense. I mean, that just sounds like wolf. Why would there be a hint carved into it? The only one I can think of that crawls on on their belly is the serpent. I'm not even entirely sure what in the fuck. What is this? What is Oppo Oppo? Is it a monkey? Oh god, they're gonna like summon... Yeah. I don't... Do I, like, click on them and then it shows me their picture? Because, yeah, I have no idea what in the hell this... Oh, it's... Because, yeah, I'm just like, it's blank on the front. Like, this doesn't... Alright. I don't... what? Like, I can't help but notice that that happened to me. I would assume it's supposed to happen to one of the NPCs.
'Twould seem the magics have returned us. How polite. Now, what have we learned?
Ah, we were bound to run into a living statue eventually. And now we can open the door.
It's just like, it was gonna happen either way. She gives no fucks.
He who would disturb a hero's deserved slumber. A tomb, just as I thought. Befitting a hero.
It was the mural, though.
She is Vis. Could it be the Archmage Tiuna? A legendary hero of Ronka, as you surmised. The tales tell of how she smote entire armies with a single incantation. So potent was her spellcraft, though she ever fought in the name of peace.
I thought them no more than tales. To think she really existed.
Well, I for one always believed.
By the light of fallen stars, great power awakens.
Tiuna was not only a master of spellcraft. It is said she could see truths long lost and hear the voices of men's hearts.
Naught less than the echo. In which case, none of this is mere coincidence. A shower of stars setting the sky aflame. And in both this world and the Source, we find individuals within whom a mysterious power awakened at the sight. We can never unpick the why of it. Now, however, I believe we might. Does the scene depicted here not resemble the one we saw when we first ventured into the Katana Ravel? Moreover, does it not recall that which Emmett Selk invited us to witness in Amarot? The final days. If, as the Exarch's research suggests, soul and mind share a fragile yet profound bond, might it not be possible for an event to leave such a deep imprint upon the soul that it could be perceived eons later, given a suitable trigger? The echo defies explanation by conventional etherological theory, or shall we say modern etherological theory. But if it is a power that once belonged to the ancients, to souls yet undivided, it would seem I have entered the realm of pure speculation, and I call myself a scholar. I shall refrain from making any further wild claims until such time as I have evidence. Still, I cannot choose but be reminded of our experience in Amarot.
I mean...
Remember us.
History is learned, not lived. We have always protected the Tales of Ronka, just as we have protected this place. But we are mindful of what our mothers taught us. We see the past through our own eyes, and speak of it with our own words. Thus do we come to understand it in our own way. But this is not the same as remembering.
Your mothers were wise. Though we witnessed the final days, our impressions cannot fail to be colored by our own experiences and expectations. Those who lived through it would have perceived the event quite differently. We must bear in mind that it is no simple matter to keep the truth alive, or it will die with Emmett Selk and his kin. But we have disturbed Tuna long enough. Fanau will serve similarly well as a venue for our contemplations.
I mean, we kind of just went there and saw a mural and then fucked off. And like he'd want to I don't remember what they called themselves now. Like this is the place she'd been living. So she'd want to talk to people. We don't have the time for food. Please, just stay and eat. How long do you think it's going to take him to finish cooking stew? Oh my god. It's so tiny up here. Is it over here? Yeah. Sure. I mean, I assume she's gonna animate it. Just got tiny. We didn't make it out of here. Now we gotta eat stew. Damn it, Ishtal. Oh, I actually get to see Thancred and Reem now. It's not just gonna be, in passing. Has he stopped treating her like a child, though? That is the question.
If you were hoping to vent your frustrations on our Issa friend here, I can only apologize.
Few as they are now, it took us no time at all to track it down.
That suits our purpose perfectly. Now we need only wait for Ardbert to arrive.
Weren't you two meant to be attending to the empty?
We were, and are, but we can hardly ignore the rest of the world. So we thought we might see how things were coming along. From what we can gather, the answer
I guess that is an answer to that.
Right now, we think we can do more good here.
It is heartening to have all present.
Indeed. We will be glad of the additional hands should matters escalate.
Our quarry has come.
Huh. It seems I've lost this particular race. Although I suppose it's only fair. When we first met, it was I who outpaced you. Ravana, was it? But where are my manners? I wouldn't be here were it not for you, and I have yet to say a word of thanks.
Extend a friend. Am I fist bump? My, that doesn't look friendly at all.
I'm giving you trouble? You should have it examined.
I thought you were supposed to be good at this. What?
Very well. Let us forego this pretense. After all, it was never you that I needed to deceive. Yes, it is I, Elizabeth. Through your time in Emet-Selk's imitation of our home, I dare say you have gained a better understanding of my role since last we met. Not that it matters.
We understand your role, emissary, but not your goal. What is it that you seek to achieve?
I don't know why he'd just tell us that when he could, you know, just not.
I seek to enact the will of the Convocation, of course. If it helps you to think of me as but another Ascian, no different in nature or purpose from the rest, you are welcome to do so.
Once, I would have said your goal was destruction alone. Now I understand that you fight for something you love, just as we do. Yet though we seem doomed to clash, I bid you consider Emet-Selk's final words. Remember that we once lived, he said. Had he not seen some glimmer of hope in our kind, I do not believe he would have spoken thus.
None better understood your plight than he. His words must surely be worthy of your consideration.
Emet-Selk. How very unlike you to err so gravely. That one should stray at the end of so onerous a path is understandable. But I had thought you above such weakness. Mayhap you thought the same. Would that I had been present to offer correction. but I shall do so now, as is my duty, and return all to its proper course. As for you, look at yourselves. Look at your history. Look back 100 short years to how your greatest warriors were undone. And now, at but a word from me, you raise your hands in answer like the puppets you are. Naught has changed. You fail, and you fail, and you learn nothing. Allow that which is most important to slip through your fumbling fingers like so many grains of sand, again and again and again, and you would remember us. You do forget yourselves. There is no common ground to be found between you and I. Nor do I require any. I have my duty.
Wait!
I'm not sure why they don't just travel like that literally all the time.
Well, we have confirmed the identity of our foe at least. And 'tis safe to say his objective is the rejoining.
But we still have no idea how playing the part of a warrior of light will further his cause, nor why he would spur others to do the same.
Another visit to the Tempest may shed some light upon these mysteries. Whether we are to exchange words or blows with Elidibus at our next meeting, the fact remains, we know too little. Ere our paths cross again, I would learn more of the world that once was, and of Elidibus himself. In this, we would be best served going directly to his home, much as Emmett Selk came to ours.
Though I see the wisdom in thy suggestion, the Amarot we visited is but a phantom born of Emmett Selk's memory. I fear it will teach us little that we do not already know.
I quite agree. Yet the ruins of the actual city remain unexplored. Given the vastness of the Tempest, I should not be surprised were there more such structures like to those in which the Ondo reside.
As long as you don't make me do any more chores, yeah.
Keep that up and I'll send you to bed without supper.
I mean, she's already threatened to spank me. I'm still waiting on that one.
Assuming we are all in agreement, then I suggest we
I
first
like how they cut the music for that. And then keep going.
It is them.
Thancred becoming that guy. God, I wish I could remember how fucking bad he messed up talking about Leviathan. That guy who you like had a quest where you're trying to break a boulder and he puts a bomb on his or something and then tries to stun you. He's gonna become that guy. Its scales were as big as I was. And it knocked my sword out of my hands. I'm not entirely sure what that saying would be. I have not been up there at all. Gonna be a long walk that way. God, that sounds weird. I'm sorry, haunted? Alex, what? Alphino? There's an exit only that I can get to later. I'm sorry, is Thancred already over there? Like, why is he just over there? Bed rat what? Just the one Thancred's standing in front of. Sorry, why are they not attacking these guys? They're just standing around. So she's up there apparently. Yeah, bags of wheat are not going to be a common thing. The bottom of the sea. Although that doesn't particularly mean it's stolen, it just... There's no way that they grew that down here. Bulbous bags of liver. From the squelching noise. They've been told to do it by the Asians, because they're behind everything. So how long it takes to walk around. It's gonna do that. I'm relieved to see you unspeared. I'm relieved to see you dead end. It all ends with tea and tarts. If only, Halsey. We need to go even deeper than last time. I imagine we're gonna draw another audience doing this. Dive with the whale. Oh god, we're all gonna die. The waves. The others aren't here? He's learned the ninja art of controlling his chi to walk on water. I mean, yeah, why are you... What about any point where you might have to swim? Oh, for the love of... Again, wouldn't it be easier to, just, you know, perfect swimming some more? Than using magic to walk on water? I mean, I think he doesn't like to swim because he's gonna die. I think we should throw him in a kiddie pool. The fact that he's trying to go Naruto and just learn to walk on the water seems like he's going pretty far to avoid it. Are we just on Bismarck's back now? I wasn't... I'm itchy. I got some leeches. Why am I being, Why? She seems really forceful about that. Oh, I can't jump off of there? Come in. What is with these invisible walls, Squeenix? Oh, come on. Oh, do I actually have to dive? Tenacious barnacles. Actually, I'm pretty sure I have to go all the way around again. It's been a while since I've had to climb Bismarck. I'm pretty sure you have to do it from where they intend you to, rather than just jumping until you get up. I can swim after all. I would think Bismarck would know that we did something with the barnacles. I'm like, please don't tell me that you guys are gonna be like, you know, Elidibus has a point. we... Yes, ma'am. Just go. Leave the old man in your care. I guess the others aren't around here for me to talk to. I tend to do that. Oh, my back. Oh, God. I went swimming for 2 minutes. I'm gonna die. As much as it's part of, like, the world essentially ending, all the purple and stuff does tend to look decent. Nightshade. Hmm. We're gonna become the warriors of light. Yep. The excitable. I mean, I'm terrible with names myself, so. I mean, again, I'm assuming it's just him, trying to set it back on basically the flood path if he's trying to get the rejoining. get back and Reen's gonna be like, you guys weren't resting. Sit down and drink a beer. Oh, I was like, where the heck did they go? Oh wait, are they up on the cliff? Not... Why are you guys up here on the cliff and not like, you know, down there where boats go? Yeah, she was like, you guys didn't rest long enough. Oh, okay. I didn't realize I was gonna get a dungeon. Hey, my item level's high enough. No, that is entirely because one of my friends gave me a couple of pieces of crafted gear. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go use the bathroom real quick. Do I want to use the yeah, it seems like they're getting ready to do their run of stuff. Yeah, let's see what the heck is going on with this one. Sorry, naval ram? Is it a boat? What is this music? What the fuck? You just kind of look gross. It's not that I don't like it, it seems wholly inappropriate for what's going on. This jazzy... At least it was kind of jazzy earlier. Yeah. Like, I'd understand more if they just kind of had, like, the battle music going on. That's like my favorite series of games has been Persona, which is it's got a pretty good kind of jazzy thing going on with most of its tracks. I'm sorry, did that say plain weirdness? Really, the kind of jazzy thing just seems tad off. Like, it's not bad music, it's just kind of... I don't know if that's what I feel like I should be hearing while this is going on. more loot. What? Yeah, I have no idea how I'm supposed to tell which one's gonna happen first. I'm almost entirely sure that he did the corner ones again. Like, that's what I thought it was the first time, but I'm almost entirely sure the second time he did them in the same order, and I went to stand them in the same order. And got hit by it. Oh, that's the one that's just a fucking complete circle. Didn't get off in time. Treasure. More treasure. Gotta get that loot. I'm only here for the booty. Seems like they just kind of shower you in materia in here. Exactly is going on down here. What? The speed that those the hands go just seem a little bit too high.
This structure must have served an important function. And here are yet more crystals.
I too noted the crystal repository on the way. The Benthos seem to employ them in their spellcasting.
In such vessels did the ancients preserve concepts, ideal forms to be drawn upon in the act of creation. That so great an abundance should reside here lendeth credence to Ishtola's conclusion. This facility held great significance.
So, it was they who first summoned Hydaelyn.
Didn't we already know that? Did I just not tell them that that was what was happening?
Their discussion did seem to imply as much, yes. I cannot say I have ever heard of this Venar before.
For a certainty, Emmet Selk never uttered the name, speak though he did, of the schism which Zodiark's advent wrought upon mankind. Some were of the viewpoint that his power must needs be restrained, and to that end did they call forth she who would serve as his shackles. We now know that it was this Venar to whom they looked for leadership.
And that this place, in all likelihood, served as their headquarters. The presence of such intimate records attests to that. I would hear what else they have to tell us. All of it. Did anyone see the source of the image?
Yeah, I'm like, were they not alerted to that thing during doing that thing when it made the noise?
The device there? Then let us see what other secrets it holds. What? Forgive me, but did that not strongly imply that Elidibus sacrificed himself to become Zodiark's heart?
That was what I was assuming from that conversation.
7 hells. Then who or what are we dealing with?
And it immediately goes into another cutscene. I'm curious why all of this is happening in the first and like none of this is happening in the source.
Dare I ask what's going on?
Ah, excellent timing. For me, in any case. We have a problem. The vast majority of those gathered here are presently in the employ of the Guard or else one of the facets. And no longer. In principle, all are free to change vocation at any time. But a city does require a certain number of people in these positions if it is to continue to function. For the moment, I have asked them to postpone their resignation until such time as replacements can be found. As you may have surmised, we have the Warrior of Light to thank for this.
It's you! The Warrior of Darkness! You understand, don't you? Someone's going to have to look after this place once you're gone. We just want to be ready to do our bit when the time comes.
And not only here, but everywhere. Which is why we've got to get out there and lend a hand to those in need. That's what you did, isn't it? Even if it was just little things at the start. You helped people.
People, chocobos, you name it.
And we're trying to do the same. We may have our sky back, but there's no shortage of people who still need help. If we follow in your footsteps, then I choose to believe we too can be heroes one day. Even warriors of light.
The expression on my character's face. Like, I'm done with you guys.
What are we to say to that? We can hardly tell them they are mistaken. They seek but to do good, as you have.
Seriously, like, my character's facial expression is just like completely unamused.
Paragon's scheme to proceed unchallenged.
I feel like that's too well animated. I look up at that, I'm like, damn.
What's happening to the sky?
Dude, you never heard of a thunderstorm? I mean,
Wicked White. Oh no.
By the 12.
A star shower.
I hear a voice.
You and all. Why does it feel like it's inside my head?
Hear, feel, think.
fucking Elizabeth.
Me too.
Did I not tell you, my friends? You are warriors of light.
Time to just strike his ass down right here.
You're back.
Normally what happens when I'm having a flashback to something.
What you hear is the voice of light itself, and it has blessed you with its power. Welcome to the fold!
I'm a warrior of light.
I've been chosen?
Can it be?
Me, the hero.
Didn't his weapon have blood on it beforehand? He's just using a different weapon now?
The falling stars, were they your doing? And why do you need warriors of light?
What, am I to reveal my plans simply because you
Yeah, I'm like,
asked?
why would... I don't think Alphino understands
Nay.
evil.
I think not. Though the stars, I acknowledge mine. A convenient illusion, apt to awaken what little is left of the power that once resided in your sundered souls. That which you and yours call the echo. And an echo it is, of a symphony, but a fraction of what men in their completeness once possessed. Even those among you who tower over others in the gift have only the faintest trace of it. But though sundered and forgotten through death and mocking rebirth, it has persisted. A whisper of our past, burned into your very ether, along with the sight of our end. Through the rekindling of memory, I have awoken the ability, just as Heidelin is wont to do when she has need of new minions.
The Echo hath ever been thought a gift from Heidelin, a boon granted solely to her chosen. Yet thou wouldst claim she merely awakeneth the power that men should hearken unto. Her voice. Given the perceived simultaneity of her call and the awakening of her chosen's capacity to hear it, it is only natural that we thus attributed the source of the gift. Yet if, in truth, the echo is a prerequisite for hearing her voice, one might surmise that her call never ceaseth, such that all who awaken to their innate gift might receive of the blessing of light at the self-same instant. In sooth, we bore witness to this but moments ago. At the sight of the star shower, full many in the crowd did speak of hearing a voice in their minds, did they not?
Just so. And whenever Heidelin has need of new servants, she is quick to pluck comets from the heavens or create illusions of the same.
Why then didst thou conjure this vision, full knowing that thine age-old foe would thus claim those awakened to the gift?
Foe? You must be mistaken. As you see, I am a warrior of light. And together with my comrades in arms, I shall save the world. Just like you.
The way he just does that in the middle of a city. How do people not notice that happening? He just walks into a void of darkness. I don't like how he started that. You again. What kind of hell is it? I still like that in Shadowbringers there are actual quests to go rest. Everyone always tells you to, and it's like, go rest, and then you talk to them 2 seconds later, and they're like, ah, you got your respite? It's like, yeah, sure, why not? What's going on? Again, why do they have you like in the bed, laying on your back with your arms at your side? Nobody sleeps like that. Only psychopaths sleep like that. That is a gigantic mug for water. I don't think that you have the strength to take down Elizabeth. No offense.
Foiled again. If I cannot imbue the infernal thing with my power via magical means, we may need to devise a way to infuse the vessel with my blood after all.
Art thou unwell?
Or perhaps a brief respite? It wouldn't do to overtax yourself.
I'm fine. And given to stubbornness, I'm afraid. Especially when I have a stake in the outcome.
I'm assuming he's turning into more crystal. Or like it's covering his body more or something. Alright then.
The dream again.
A recurring dream? They do so fascinate me. Might I trouble you for the details?
I have always dreamed of it. Fire falling from the heavens, and the city, nay, the whole world ablaze.
Indeed. Could Emmett Selk have found a way? Precious few possess memories of the final days.
The final days?
Why, yes. Admittedly, my knowledge is mostly second-hand, but if you are interested, I will gladly tell you the tale. The tale of the world's end.
Way more heroes. Alright, well, I've been on for nearly 4 hours, and I honestly didn't think I'd be on this long in the first place. So, since it's 12:30 a.m. I think I'm gonna call it a night. Get myself something to eat. Nobody I'd ever raid is ever on at this time anymore. Everyone I used to watch used to be on at this time, though. Well, hopefully I'll be back in the next couple of days. Finish up. I assume I'm getting on to 5.2 or 5.3. Not entirely sure where I am on the MSQ. Yeah, the next one's the start of 5.3. So I feel like that's a good place to stop. I just finished off 5.2. Yeah, thanks for hanging out, and hopefully I'll see you guys in the next day or two.